The Muslim community is fed up. The double standards of the police, politicians and media is disgraceful, and we see right through it. When a man walks into Bondi Westfields killing 6 people, it's quickly dismissed as a lone wolf mental health episode. Yet, 2 days later, a 16-year-old with apparent mental health issues stabs a priest in a church. Within hours, New South Wales police, media and politicians were incredibly quick to label the event as an act of terror. No regard was given to his mental health, the fact that he was only a minor, or even a proper analysis of his motivation. The matter was quickly handed over to the counter-terror unit, and the entire state was presented with the theatrics of televised police raids on the homes of more teenagers and school kids, with over 400 police involved in the media spectacle. It seems as though terrorism can only ever apply to perpetrators that are Muslim, and a Muslim can almost never have mental health taken into consideration. One can only ask, what were the theatrics and bold claims of terrorism when a crazed Israeli supporter placed a petrol bomb on a 4-wheel drive for waving the Palestinian flag in January earlier this year? A depraved act with a clear intention to cause harm, coupled with a note that was in line with Zionist ideology. Yet, it was met with absolute silence. There was no mention of terrorism, and the matter was quietly handed over to a junior constable within the local police, away from the federal authorities and counter-terrorism unit.
A bomb containing petrol is strapped on the car in a family's driveway with a threatening note related to politics on it. How does this not meet the threshold for an act of terrorism? It's politically motivated. You're putting a bomb in somebody's driveway. How does that not meet the threshold?
There was no announcement from the Premier or the police to assure the public that the lives of Palestinians were safe. There was no crackdown on radical Israeli supporters. Nothing. In fact, the perpetrator was left happily on the loose for almost 9 weeks until he was finally caught by the police. Lazy is an understatement. To date, the victim, Theo, is still seeking justice, unhappy with the manner it was dealt with, and is trying to reach out to the Assistant Police Commissioner, yet he has been left ignored. In fact, the mention of this case at court was abandoned by mainstream media. It's clear that the phrase terrorism is being used as a weapon to selectively marginalise the Muslim community. When Australia's head of intelligence, ASIO, can go about unchallenged making statements like this, we clearly have a problem.
Sunni violent extremism poses the greatest religiously motivated extremist threat in Australia.
Police and authorities need to be held to account, and we can no longer be silent. In February this year, we also saw a call for an inquiry into the federal police for attempting to radicalise a 13-year-old Muslim boy with autism, essentially grooming him to increase his chances of committing an offence.
The radicalisation was happening as a result of the actions of your own officers. Do you accept the magistrate's finding? So you're radicalising the kids.
Final question.
You're radicalising a 13-year-old boy with autism. Has anyone been held to account? Have you been held to account?
This was labelled as an obscene abuse of power. And yet, the police remain unapologetic for their actions and have shamelessly stated that they would do it again. We can no longer let the authorities go unchallenged. Double standards and abuse of power needs to be called out. Laws need to change, and people need to be held to account. The hypocrisy is deafening, and we are absolutely fed up.